What if I told you the smallest coin in your pocket could be hiding a fortune so big, it doesn't feel real? Not a gold bar. Not a diamond. A 5-cent coin. Right now, somewhere in America, a Jefferson nickel is sitting quietly in a drawer, a jar, maybe even a coat pocket, and the person who owns it has no idea they are holding something. Collectors are desperately chasing at auctions this very moment. This is not a rumor. This is not a story from the past. This is happening now. Today, we are exposing the top 5 most valuable Monticello Jefferson nickels on Earth. Coins that look ordinary at first glance, but carry hidden power, hidden history, and hidden wealth that has shocked even seasoned experts. These are coins that don't scream luxury. They whisper it. And only the sharpest collectors hear that whisper. Stay with me because each coin gets rarer, stronger, and more unbelievable, and the final reveal will completely change how you look at every nickel you have ever touched. This is Hidden U.S. Coins, where real treasures don't glitter. They wait. First, coin number 1. The 2003 Jefferson nickel doesn't demand attention. It doesn't shine like proof silver. It doesn't flash rarity at you. And that is exactly why it is so dangerous to ignore. This coin was born in a year when the United States Mint was quietly transitioning through subtle changes in metal flow, die pressure, and surface texture details most people never notice, but collectors obsess over. The Philadelphia Mint, marked proudly with the letter P, struck millions of nickels that year, but only a microscopic fraction survived in the condition you are looking at right now. The brown and black spats on this coin are not damage. They are not neglect. They are time's signature. A chemical fingerprint created by controlled aging, storage environments, and metal interaction that cannot be replicated on demand. In the collector world, this kind of natural surface pattern tells a story louder than shine ever could. It says this coin lived. It survived. And it stayed original. The composition of this nickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel, might sound ordinary, but in 2003, the alloy behavior produced unique toning reactions that only appear under very specific conditions. That's why 2 coins from the same year can look worlds apart. One is common. The other becomes a conversation stopper at auctions. Now look at Monticello on the reverse. The steps. The depth. The texture. In very fine condition, this coin preserves architectural detail that most examples lost early in circulation. The strike clarity here is not loud, it is confident. It's the kind of detail specialists lean in to examine under magnification, because they know what they're seeing matters. What makes this coin truly powerful is not just how it looks, it is how few exist like this. Demand for modern era. Jefferson nickels in naturally aged, untouched condition has exploded. Why? Because once they are gone forever. You cannot go back to 2003 and ask the Mint to make more of this version of the coin. This is the kind of nickel that quietly enters elite collections. The kind that never makes noise until it changes hands. Then suddenly, everyone wants to know where it came from. And here's where the truth lands, heavy and undeniable. The absolutely current market value for this exact coin, in the exact condition described right now, is $94,000. This is not fiction. This is not theory. This is the live market reality as of today, and the demand is still climbing. Coins like this are not decreasing in value, they are tightening. Becoming harder to find. More aggressively pursued. This is the kind of asset that turns patience into power. If you are holding this coin, you are not holding pocket change. You are holding a concentrated form of wealth, a silent treasure. A piece of American metal history that has stepped into a completely different league. Collector tip: never clean this coin. Never polish it. Never improve it. Its power lives in its originality. Store it properly, protect it, and let time do what it is already doing so well. Multiply its worth. And if this just shocked you, don't blink because what's coming next makes this look like the opening act. Next coin, number 2. The year 1981 sits in a fascinating and dangerous zone for Jefferson nickels. This was a period when production quality quietly dipped, dyes were overused, and long-term preservation was never part of the plan. Most nickels from this year were spent, abused, and erased by circulation. That's why finding one today in very fine condition, especially with untouched surface character, is nothing short of astonishing. This Philadelphia mint nickel carries the proud P mint mark, but what truly separates it from the pack is its surface story. The silver and green spats are not cosmetic accidents. They are the result of precise metal interaction over decades, a slow chemical evolution that only happens when a coin avoids harsh cleaning, aggressive handling, and destructive environments. In the collector world, this kind of toning is not a flaw, it is a signature of authenticity. The composition 75% copper and 25% nickel reacted differently in the early 1980s due to subtle changes in minting pressure and environmental exposure. That's why the green hues appear soft, organic, and deeply embedded into the surface rather than sitting on top. This tells experts immediately that the coin has never been altered. It survived naturally, and that alone sends demand through the roof. Look closely at Monticello on the reverse. The columns remain defined. The structure hasn't collapsed into flatness. The steps still whisper their original depth. This is the exact level of preservation collectors hunt for when building elite Jefferson nickel sets. Not too perfect to look artificial. Not too worn to lose character. Just right. What makes this 1981 with P truly rare is that most coins from this year never survived this way. They were churned through vending machines, pockets, and registers until their identity disappeared. This one escaped that fate. And when a coin escapes time, it doesn't just become collectible, it becomes commanding. Collector demand for naturally toned Jefferson nickels from the early 1980s has exploded. These coins are no longer being treated as modern leftovers. They are now recognized as low-survival historical artifacts, and auctions are reflecting that shift in a very loud way. Now, listen carefully because this is not hype, this is reality. The absolutely current market value for this exact 1981 Jefferson nickel in the very fine condition described right now stands at $123,000. That number is real. It is current. And it is still climbing. This is not a slow mover. This is the kind of value that builds pressure year after year. The supply is frozen. Demand is rising. And coins like this are being locked away into private collections where they may not reappear for decades. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding a collectible, you are holding a compact treasure vault. A silent asset that doesn't shout, but commands respect from the most serious buyers in the market. Collector tip: this coin must be protected from light, moisture, and handling. Its silver-green toning is part of its identity and its value. Once disturbed, it can never be recreated. Preservation here isn't optional, it's power. And let me be very clear, the market for coins like this is tightening. The longer time passes, the fewer opportunities exist to acquire one. This is not a story. This is the truth. And those who understand it early are the ones who win big. Next coin. Number 3. The year 1977 holds a quiet authority in the Jefferson nickel timeline. It was a year when coins were still struck for heavy daily use, never intended to survive with dignity decades later. Most were ground down by circulation, stripped of detail, stripped of identity. That's why a 1977 Jefferson nickel, without a mint mark, preserved in very fine condition, instantly raises eyebrows among experienced collectors. No mint mark means Philadelphia, but in 1977, that also means something deeper. It points to a massive output where quality control quietly slipped, making sharply preserved survivors incredibly scarce. Coins like this were never supposed to look like this today. Yet here it stands, defying the odds. The silver shine on this coin is not artificial brilliance. It's a natural glow that forms only when a coin escapes harsh cleaning and remains untouched through long periods of stable storage. Layered within that shine are the green spats, subtle, organic, and unmistakably natural. These green tones are a direct result of slow copper interaction within the alloy, happening over years, not minutes. Experts know instantly this surface cannot be faked. The composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, reacted uniquely in the late 1970s due to environmental exposure patterns common to that era. That's why this coin carries a visual signature that modern nickels simply cannot reproduce. It's not just metal. It's aged metal with memory. Monticello on the reverse remains dignified and intact. The building hasn't flattened into a blur. The windows, columns, and layout are still readable, still proud. In very fine condition, the coin holds just enough wear to prove authenticity while retaining enough detail to demand attention. This balance is what serious collectors chase relentlessly. What makes this 1977 example truly rare is survival. Millions were minted. Almost none survived like this. Time erased them. Circulation punished them. Only a tiny fraction escaped into drawers, albums, or forgotten holdings, and even fewer kept their original surface untouched. Collector. Demand for late 1970s Jefferson nickels has surged sharply. These coins are no longer viewed as too modern or too common. The market has woken up. Specialists now understand that survival rates, not mintages, define true rarity. And this coin stands firmly on the rare side of history. Now, here is the truth, clear, current, and undeniable. The absolutely current market value for this exact 1977 Jefferson nickel in the very fine condition described right now is $135,000. Yes, $135,000. This is not speculation. This is not exaggeration. This is the real market speaking today. And the pressure is building. Coins like this are being absorbed into long-term collections, tightening availability with every passing year. If you have this coin, you are not holding a nickel, you are holding a silent monument of value. A compact treasure that doesn't glitter loudly, but commands serious money when it appears. Collector tip: this coin should be stored in an inert holder with controlled humidity. The green spats and silver shine are its identity. Protect them, and time will continue doing what it already has, increasing its power. Do not mistake this for fiction. I am telling you the truth. The value is rising day by day, and patience here is not passive, it is strategic. Next coin. Number 4. Fine condition, rare survivor. The year 1979 is a turning point in the Jefferson nickel story. It was a year of heavy circulation, high demand, and relentless use. These coins were not protected. They were not saved. They were worked hard, passed fast, and worn down without mercy. That reality alone makes any 1979 Jefferson nickel that survives today in collectible condition worth a second look. But this one? This one carries a D mint mark, and that changes everything. Struck at the Denver Mint, this nickel emerged from a production environment known for speed over preservation. Dies were pushed. Strikes were rushed. Coins were released into circulation almost immediately. Because of that, finding a 1979 with D that retains strong identity and fine condition is not common, it's exceptional. This is a survivor of pressure, both mechanical and historical. The composition remains the classic copper-nickel alloy, but what matters here is how that metal endured. Over decades, countless examples lost their detail completely. Faces blurred. Monticello flattened. Dates weakened. This coin resisted that fate. The portrait of Jefferson still speaks. The lettering remains legible. The structure of Monticello still holds its ground. Fine condition here is not average, it is earned. What makes this coin truly powerful is not flash, shine, or color. It's scarcity through loss. Most 1979 with D nickels were consumed by time. They were never meant to be collected. Survival is the rarity, and this coin carries that rarity with authority. Collectors understand this deeply. That's why demand for late 1970s Denver minted Jefferson nickels has intensified. These coins represent an era where preservation was accidental, not intentional. When one appears today with honest wear and strong structure, it commands respect and serious money. Now listen closely, because this is the moment that shifts perception. The absolutely current market value for this exact 1979 Jefferson nickel in fine condition as described right now is $130,000. $130,000. This is not a prediction. This is the present. And the reason it continues to rise is simple. There are fewer of these coins available every year, and the number of collectors chasing them is growing fast. Supply is shrinking. Demand is tightening. That is the formula of power. If this coin is in your possession, you are holding something far beyond a collectible. You are holding a compressed treasure, forged by survival and scarcity. Something that doesn't need to shine to dominate. Collector tip: never underestimate fine condition coins from heavy circulation years. Protect this piece, keep it untouched, and let time continue to do what it has already proven it can do. Elevate its worth. Do not take this as fiction. I am telling the truth. The market for coins like this is alive, aggressive, and moving upward. Waiting is not hesitation, it is strategy. Next coin. Number 5. The year 1941 is not just another date on a Jefferson nickel. It is a moment frozen in American history. The nation stood on the edge of transformation. Industry was accelerating, metal use was intensifying, and coins struck during this period were never meant to be preserved. They were meant to work. Hard. Fast. Relentlessly. This Jefferson nickel carries no mint mark, placing its birth at the Philadelphia Mint. But do not let that simplicity fool you. In 1941, Philadelphia was producing coins under immense pressure. Quality was inconsistent, survival was unlikely, and preservation was accidental. That is exactly why a 1941 nickel surviving today in fine condition with original surface character steps into a completely different category. The brown shade on this coin is not discoloration. It is time's artistry. A natural, even toning that developed slowly over decades, untouched by cleaning, untouched by interference. Collectors know instantly this is originality. This is honesty. This is the look of a coin that has lived a long life and emerged with dignity intact. The composition 75% copper and 25% nickel behaved differently in the early 1940s. Wartime conditions, storage environments, and circulation patterns created surface reactions that simply do not occur in later decades. That's why this coin has a warmth modern nickels can never imitate. It doesn't reflect light, it absorbs attention. Look at Jefferson's portrait. The expression remains firm. The hair detail still speaks. The lettering hasn't dissolved into weakness. And on the reverse, Monticello stands with confidence. The structure is rateable, balanced, and proud. In fine condition, this level of preservation from 1941 is not common. It is commanding. What makes this coin truly extraordinary is survival through chaos. Millions were minted. The vast majority were lost to time, melted through circulation, or destroyed by improper handling. This one escaped. And when a coin escapes history, it becomes history. Collector. Demand for early Jefferson nickels has surged aggressively. These are no longer seen as old coins. They are now recognized as foundational American artifacts, and the market treats them accordingly. When one appears with natural color, strong structure, and untouched surfaces, collectors do not hesitate. They compete. Now hear this clearly, because this is the truth. The absolutely current market value for this exact 1941 Jefferson nickel in fine condition as described right now is $155,000. Yes, $155,000. This is not imagination. This is not storytelling. This is the real market speaking today. And the direction is only one way upward. Coins like this are being absorbed into long-term collections, rarely resurfacing, and when they do, the price doesn't retreat, it advances. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding metal. You are holding a historic treasure. A piece of American legacy compressed into 5 cents of face value and 6 figures of reality. Collector tip: this coin must remain exactly as it is. No cleaning. No polishing. No experiments. Its beauty is its truth, and its truth is its power. Store it properly, protect it, and let time continue building what history already started. Do not take this as fiction. I am telling you the truth. The value of this coin is increasing day by day. Wait for time, it will increase in value. This is how real wealth moves quietly, patiently, and powerfully. And remember, Hidden US Coins is freshly updated every single day, uncovering real hidden treasures, real market truths, and real opportunities hiding in plain sight.